Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk to you guys about the Aye Aye. For my biomimicry science project, I decided to build something that would help us. So first I would like to start out by telling you that this is what an Aye Aye looks like. Very, very cute. Big eyes, big ears. Look at the fingers. Aye Ayes are nocturnal animals that spend up to 80% of the nighttime hours looking for food. They have dark fur that helps to camouflage them. In the daytime, they are safely tucked away in a ball-like nest made of twigs and leaves. They are anywhere between 12 to 16 inches long with bushy tails that can be 18 to 22 inches long. They weigh between 5 and 6 pounds. Just imagine that's actually smaller than most babies who are full term. Aye Ayes can be found on the island of Madagascar. They are rare animals and they may not look like primates at first, but they are related to the chimpanzee, the apes, and humans. There are five adaptations that I found on the Aye Aye. And the first one is their eyes. They have large eyes that have a reflective layer on the back of the eye that improves night vision. Their eyes also have a protective film that mainly helps keep wood out because they do chew on wood. So here are their eyes. They look a little crazy. The second adaptation is that they have long tails that help to keep their balance when they are climbing trees and hunting because they move fast. So their tails give them really good balance. The third adaptation is they have long front teeth to help chew away bark to find food. Their teeth are continuously growing so they can pry into hard things without problems such as bark and nuts. The continuous gnawing keeps their teeth just the right length to help them survive. Here's a picture of their teeth. I guess I can't get the picture any bigger. Their fourth adaptation is their large ears. They are very significant to them while finding food. They use their ears when they're tapping on the bark and nuts to listen for vibrations to see if it contains any food or the insects. And here's their ears. They're pretty big. They look about, half the size of their head. The fifth adaptation is that Aye Ayes have long fingers and their middle fingernail is long because they use it to tap on wood and they listen for movement for larvae that is inside of the bark. If they hear the food inside, they will use their long fingers to pry open the bark after they've chewed it up to retrieve the food. The claws on their fingers help them climb and move faster to help them get to food faster. The Aye Aye is one of the two primates that have true claws. And here is their claws. They look pretty crazy, a little creepy, but they're pretty cool. And then, so I decided that there were many things that we humans could use as an adaptation, but the one that stuck out to me the most was having a long middle fingernail. But we could use the adaptation of their eyes to help us see better in the dark if we had eyes like they did. Of course, we do have night vision goggles. And then the long tails, it's to keep them balanced. Our big toes actually kind of keep us balanced. So we don't have tails. We actually have spinal cord. The front teeth are pretty decent, but I just don't think that humans would like to look like, that with big teeth and, but it would come in handy if someone could come up with something that would help us. And then the large ears. Now, I don't know that for sure we have anything. I do know that there's things that help us hear things better, but I don't think there's anything that I could use to adapt to us to help us hear better based on the animal. The adaptation that I decided to use was the one with the long fingernail in the middle. And my first model was a glove with a tack for a finger to use as a sharp object as the claw. And I realized that this wasn't really going to work because it wasn't long and one tack isn't really going to do. So then I decided to go for my second model, which is the adapted prototype. I have a water bottle claw. In real life, I would want this to be metal. But what I noticed is that it just doesn't seem like there's enough to help to pry into the bark. Now I'm put the wrong. I did have to fix this one because I realized that it was wrong. But for my third prototype, which is the perfected prototype, it would be a glove with water bottle and tacks for a nail. So instead though, I would want to use a piece of metal that was long and came into a sharp point, and that's what the tack is for. And that way we can dig into the bark or the nuts, or just tap on things so that we're able to use it. I think that this model would work very well because if we had a fingernail like this, it would help us survive in the wilderness as far as getting into tree bark, digging in to find things, grubs to go fishing, or to get into nuts to see if there's any in there. There are many things that we could actually use this for outside of just fishing and camping, but this would be the main thing to do, especially if you're lost in the woods. And this is what my prototype looks like. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I will do my best. It is a glove with the water bottle top to it, and it's got the tack in it. And this you would put on your hand and be able to dig into bark, into nuts, and things like that. Overall, I think that Aye Aye is a very interesting animal and one I had never actually heard of until I did some research. Here is a more up-close model of it. Here is the glove. It's actually kind of rubbery here, which would come in handy for grip. But this could be metal, and this would be part of the sharp metal, and it would help you dig into things such as nuts and tree bark. And I wish I had the right material to actually make this look more interesting, but that could work. Here are my 3 prototype drawings. My first drawing is the glove with the tack for a finger, which I knew was not going to work, which I talked about earlier in the video. Model 2, prototype 2, had the water bottle on the finger, but it did not have the tack, and I realized that this wouldn't work because it would need something sharp. So this is when I finally came to my third prototype or model, which would have metal for the finger, and the tack would be representing the hook, like on the fingernail, to help you dig into things.